This week on Most Craved.
Which summer movie did you like best?
You take the good, you take the bad, you take the rest, and then you have the return of Full House.
Hey, welcome back to Most Craved. I'm Silas Lesnick with ComingSoon.net.
I'm Jenna Bush with Legion of Leia.
And I'm William Bibiani with Crave Online. Thought you were going to say something. So we have a show.
Yeah,
we should do it.
We've hit the end of the summer, so
yay! It's fun.
Summer
to look
movies.
back.
Yeah. So I mean, my top three were definitely Guardians, Godzilla, and Planet of the Apes.
All right.
Because there were so many good movies this summer.
There were a lot of good movies. There weren't a lot of great movies, I feel. There were a lot of movies where I was like, yeah, it was all right. But like of the ones that really got me jazzed, I mean, yeah, Guardians was absolutely phenomenal. I thought Godzilla was mostly fantastic. And for me, a smaller film that really just took me by surprise, I did not think it was going to be great, but totally fit in with my whole nostalgia identity, was Earth to Echo.
Yeah.
Earth to Echo was a smart, clever movie with fully realized young kid characters. They didn't feel like little trite tropes running around. It was about something emotional, and it evoked all the things we liked about E.T. and Goonies while being its own thing. Good for that movie. I wish it had done better. I bet it does. I hope it does really well on TV or in DVD. But yeah, that movie deserves a bigger audience. So I really want to give it a shout out.
There were a lot of good movies that didn't do well, like Edge of Tomorrow. Which
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised. I don't know if it was because people have an issue with Tom Cruise or what it was, or the marketing. I mean, I saw a lot of marketing for it, but I thought it was great.
It did okay overseas. Like, it made its money back. The story here was that it was a huge bomb.
Yeah.
But like overseas, it made its money back. It did okay. I think the Tom Cruise thing. Everyone I know who didn't see that movie didn't see it because they were sick of Tom Cruise.
Yeah, I've kind of heard the same thing.
And too bad, because he's good in it. And if you don't like him, there's like this huge extended montage of him getting killed over and over again, like every few
There is
seconds.
that.
I lost track of how many times he dies horribly in that movie.
Yeah, and I don't think it was a perfect movie. I mean, I definitely had some issues with it, but I think what you're saying about there not being a great movie, except for Guardians, because that really
Guardians
was
is great.
But I think there were a lot of fun movies. How to Train Your Dragon 2.
Even argue my personal favorite, as much as I love Guardians, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes.
Oh,
I really
so
do
good.
think is a masterpiece of filmmaking.
Yeah.
I don't.
Why not?
Well, here's the thing. It's very fun. I enjoyed it. It's well made. It's well constructed. The visual effects, as we discussed on the show, phenomenal. The story was paper thin. It ends in an incredibly trite action movie cliche. And we're just gonna have this fight on this is like the second or third fight at the top of a building to save a city, action sequence I'd seen this year alone. It just ended in the most conventional way possible, even though it started off unconventional.
I did too.
This is
I
a film
loved
that, by the way, did end with a big action piece. The idea of a film to say, you know what, we don't need the battle because we've already hit our emotional point and we can just exit. That's not conventional. That's impressive.
But they did the battle. It ended with two apes fighting for supremacy over everything, and it even had that Batman Begins thing where it's like ape no kill ape, but ape no have save ape. Like that's completely
just learning
that's
to
so
talk,
lame.
Bibbs. Also, ape with a gun on a horse.
That was awesome. Like,
It really
I liked
was.
the movie. I think masterpiece is an exaggeration.
I
I'll tell you what I did think was a masterpiece. 22 Jump Street.
disagree there, and
I
I
thought
was
it was
so
I thought
proud.
it was a lot of fun.
I thought it was a wonderful dissection of everything we normally hate about sequels, and it made it incredibly fun. I laughed over and over and over again. It's one of those comedies where every time I think about a scene, I laugh again. Like when Channing Tatum goes, "Oh, fuck you, brain." Like he's so funny in it.
He's actually
I like it
really,
better than the
really
Lego
good.
movie.
Oh, what? No.
The Lego movie
movie.
is so
It's
so
wonderful.
overrated.
It's so much
lovely.
I just want fun movies. I don't know. Lego Movie, I
fun.
absolutely love. It was nostalgic. It was pop culture. It was the Batman song is the best song ever.
That was great.
Yes.
I will
That's
give you
not
that
a
was
summer
great.
movie.
Granted, it's
know,
not a summer
but
movie, but some of the
he
same guys
said
who did
it.
22 Jump Street.
And I like
I
Legos.
honestly, 22 Jump Street is one of my bigger disappointments for the summer. I liked it. I thought it was funny. I look forward to returning to it, but I love Phil Lord and Chris Miller, and to me, it was a lot of the problems of a sequel, and it's sort of just cynically making fun of them as opposed to give me something different and make that better.
I don't know. I thought they found a way to use that to sort of reverse the dramatic dynamic of the previous film, make me care about what was essentially just a retread. I thought it was really, really great. How do we feel about months later, Amazing Spider-Man 2?
It didn't do it for me. I just didn't like it.
Yeah.
I was kind of bored. I thought that they sort of took away from the character of Peter Parker that I grew up with. I don't know. It was very pretty. It was very slick.
It was a good-looking movie.
It was a good-looking movie.
The costume looked perfect.
It did. I
just bought it this week just because I want to go back. There's a 2-hour documentary about the making of it, and I figure like no matter what else, that's got to be fascinating. But I have had it sitting there, and I haven't been able to watch it yet, just because it's just not good.
It's not very good. The problem with this franchise is that there's just enough good stuff in it that people who want to like it have something to latch onto. The casting is good. There might be a great line of dialogue or scene, or I liked all the little things that Peter Parker did in this movie, just being an incidental hero around New York, saving kids from bullies. All that stuff was wonderful. The actual plot was crap.
Yeah.
It was so badly done, and everything just felt like a trailer for another movie. I'm like, I wanted to see this movie, and if this is how you're going to treat this franchise, I don't want to see anymore.
Yeah,
frustrating.
And, I mean, Spider-Man is one of my favorite characters, and I've loved Spider-Man since I was a little kid. So I may be one of those people who nitpicks a little more than I should, but I do that with a lot of Marvel movies, and I love them. So I don't know.
Do you nitpick X-Men: Days of Future Past? How did that one work for you?
I nitpicked it a little, but I actually really enjoyed it.
It was slick.
Yeah, I liked it. I had fun with it. Again, look, I love brilliant movies, wonderful movies. I agree with you about Planet of the Apes. But I also like movies that just make me laugh and where I'm having fun. Not laughing because it's a funny movie, but laughing because look, it's the X-Men. That was the first comic book I got into as a little kid. So.
All right, moving on, we have another.
Yeah, we should address this picture.
We need to move into the
This is what you're
future
really
of
excited
entertainment.
about, right?
The future of entertainment is over 20 years old, and it is called Full House, a show I never watched.
I watched it a little bit.
I think I've seen every episode of Full House.
I've not seen every episode.
Yeah.
Why?
It was just on when I was in elementary school.
Loved it.
There are people who like this show, but and tell us in the comments if this show really means something to you, really wonderful, or if it was just on. That's the thing. Everyone grew up with it. It's one of those things that was just always on TV. It's like Mr. Belvedere was not a great show, but by God, it was always on, and I saw every episode.
Looking forward to a Mr. Belvedere reboot?
They do a Mr. Belvedere
don't do it,
reboot
no.
with like Anthony Hopkins as Mr. Belvedere or something. How
Yeah,
awesome would
that's
that
gonna
be?
happen.
I would kill to see that. I want to see like Small Wonder, but she's got like rocket launchers and stuff in her. Like,
No
how great would
Small
that be?
Wonder.
No Small Wonder?
What show do you want to see brought back?
What do you
Any
want?
show?
None.
No, you don't want any
No,
show?
no, that's not true. Battle of the Planets. I want Battle of the Planets back.
Okay.
I love Battle of the Planets very much.
Battle of the Planets
Yes.
would be awesome. Silas, what do you want to come back?
I will take Sliders or The Critic.
There you go.
Ooh.
The Critic is long overdue. I think the way that the media is so oversaturated now, the way critics are so ubiquitous now, The Critic is a goldmine of comedy.
Yeah,
That
that's
would be
actually
great.
true.
And John Lovett's still around. He can still do it. It'd be great.
Well, that's all the time we have this week, but we will be back next week.
And tell us which summer movies you thought were the best.
Sit, Ubu, sit. Good dog.
Roof.